This is Queen Lady Darkness of the College of Rock Knowledge, and I would like to bring upon you the pinings of the musical band Queen for this evening's entertainment. And as always, our program is funded by the workings of the Waving Buddha. So, without further ado, I would like to begin the program, and I see that we already have one visitor, Mrs. Hopkins. Hello, Mrs. Hopkins. Hello, Faye. And today I received some bad news. But I've forgotten what it was, so it probably could have not been all that bad. Hello, Chris. Um, Let me put the link out there for people who would like to participate in the Queen program. There it is. And Mrs. Hopkins, are you in possession of 10 of your favorite songs by the band Queen? If you are, then you may play along with the College of Rock Knowledge. I see you, Ace. However, I am waiting for some of the members of the actual college to make an appearance to make sure that they have a spot. Miss Sugar Britches, too, is here. That is glad because a special presentation we will have after our fifth song will be something that me and Miss Sugar Britches worked on, and after the sixth song, I will take a break. And there is a version of the song. There is not, it's not a song, it's a poem. A version that's Leah Sugar Britches presented to me, and I crafted my own version of such. Hello, Drifter Nomad. Yes, so hopefully this will be a good show. We're waiting to bring in Jen and Chris and Pirate Radio and Miss Addie Pickall. And here they are. These, ladies and gentlemen, is Chris, the computer expert, and Jen, the historian. Please welcome them both to the program.
All righty.
I tried to go dramatic. How did I do?
Well, that hat is okay. But I'm not too taken with the conscription of said outerwear. Miss Addie Bacall, are you planning on coming up there? Yes, Chris, I know you're there. I need to get my official members of the college in first, and then perchance, if we have room and time for you, you will be awarded such privilege. And here she is. You know her, you love her, Miss Addie Bacall. And here she is.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Addie. We're waiting
For Mark?
Mr. Kropka. And
Addie, your volume's a little low. So
mine?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, Addie's.
Virginia Woolf, it is always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Do you know that the cover version of your song that I did has the most views of any of my music? Except coming up close and quick is a version that I made several months ago. It was Neil Young, Hey Hey My, and I had forgotten all about it. Hello, Mark Kessler. How are you, sir? You are always welcome on the Bimbo Barbarella music program, College of Knowledge, Top Rock.
I just noticed Addie's little avatar.
Yes.
Sorry.
I saw that.
That's for her birthday.
That's great.
Nice.
And I would like to ask somebody, does anybody realize what actor I am doing my cadence and concordance?
I'm not paying attention.
Oh, Christopher Walken.
There we go. Awesome.
Yeah, because
the Continental.
Because I need to work on it, because during the next reading of Jay Scully, I want my character to play, and I want to do the Christopher Walken accents to the best that I can.
Very good. It's go ahead.
No, does anybody I can call Mr. Kropka. And anybody else? We have Chris Ace Leclerc, whatever name he goes by, in the wings. Because I would like to get this show started, because Ms. Honeybunch has suggested that she would like to try doing a stream tonight. So
yay!
That would be cool.
Yay!
Yes. So let's me call So let me call Toronto and see if I get an answer.
He might be on the phone with Chris LeClaire.
Hey, are you coming up? Oh, for the Queen show. Are you there? Oh, okay. So, are you going to participate in the program tonight? Okay, well then please get your dopey Canadian numbskullery up here post haste. Very good.
Okay, so we're all doing the impressions that we're working on. Which impression are you working on, Annie?
I don't know.
And I don't like to brag, but I have heard people do very worse impersonations of Christopher Walken than what I am attempting off the top of my head. See,
Yeah.
and the key to a successful Christopher Walken impersonation is you have to use offbeat cadence
Mm-hmm.
and have a complete lack of punctuation.
Yeah.
It's also a lot like what's his name on Star Trek?
Oh, yeah.
Scotty?
No,
No, it
the
was,
the main guy,
Kirk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He always had very dramatic pauses when he talked.
yeah. And Walken's just a little bit toned down from that.
And different character like Morgan Freeman, like when he talks, yeah, it's slow. You have to get it very slow and very deep.
Mhm.
And let
That's
me
what she said.
introduce before the program starts is again, I want to introduce our sponsor is the
Happy guy.
Lucky Kitty.
Is that like a Chinese cat?
Yes, it is, and it was given to me by a spiritual Chinese woman who knew someone who once ate a two-headed fish.
Show's
Hello,
gonna take us
Coach.
4 hours.
Coach, we are about to begin our program tonight. However, we are waiting for Mr. Kropka. Yes, Chris, I know. Jesus Christ, here. Fuck. Don't be a pain in the ass.
I didn't even do anything. I just said, hey, and I'm getting yelled at.
No, well, I told you that I need to have my regular people come up.
And I want to
And
clarify,
then-
and I'd like to clarify something else, too. I was not on the phone with Mark. I can't even call Canada, first of all.
Oh, no. Oh, no, everybody knows that. Will you quiet?
It was a joke, Chris. It was a joke.
I can't even call Canada, first of all.
It was a joke, Chris.
Sorry, that's me.
Joke.
I got it. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hey,
Captain.
Mark.
Sorry about that.
It's, uh,
Good to see you.
I
I think
forgot.
that we're all on 16:9. That's good. So
Good layout
so we
there,
didn't
though.
have to squish together. See, awesome,
Okay.
perfect.
And now Chris Leclerc. The program is 10 Queen songs. Make sure that you are on topic with Queen songs, and then you can play.
Oh, they're Queen songs?
Yes.
Top
Top
10.
10?
Okay. I don't have any.
Okay.
Oh.
So then please enjoy the rest of the programming. Okay. So I do believe we are ready to begin. Would anybody else like to join? Leah or Mrs. Hopkins, would you like to join the festivities that are about to commence?
Thanks.
It is your 10 favorite Queen songs, and if I do not like the song that you play, you will get this.
Hell is that noise?
I don't know. If I do not like the song that you are playing, you will get this.
Very nice.
I do believe that Miss Hopkins has decided to join us.
I've got my
And that
pen.
is
Yep.
Hi, Miss Shopkin.
Hi.
Hey, Mrs. Hopkins.
Hi. My camera's not working very well, so I just turned it off.
That's fine.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
I do believe that we can begin. I don't know how Miss Benny Loco is in the house. I don't know how much longer I can keep up this Christopher Walken accent, but I'm going to try to do it all night long. Hopefully, it will irritate people, and to me, that is my goal. This is what your queen is wearing today.
Oh, wow.
Woo
Woof whistle.
That's
Woof
good.
whistle.
Wow.
Queen Lady Darkness.
I don't know how Al could stand himself taking that picture of you today. I'm sure he was smiling the whole time.
I do remember that Al had to sit down because he said that he felt weak. So this is the order that our show will present itself. It will be Jennifer with the square-headed hat, the historian, number 1. The next one will be Professor Chris, number 2. Next, we will have Pirate Radio. And then we will have Miss Addie. And I am proud to include Mrs. Hopkins. And no, Chris LeClaire, you were not rude. It just seems to me, Chris, that I enjoy having you sometimes on my show, but you yourself, my friend, are oft ill-prepared to do what is required for the show. I don't have much longer, but I'm gonna.
You're going to keep doing this Christopher Walkens, are you?
Well, see, Mark, because I gotta practice because I told Jay that I was gonna do it for my character, Peter Pan, and he said, "Oh my God,
okay.
great." So I need to practice the cadence. So let us begin. Jennifer, your number 10 Queen song.
My number 10 should be number 1 because it was number 1 on their first album, Keep Yourself Alive, 1973.
That is a great song.
It is.
I do know that I have that.
Very good. Very good.
And me, mm, just my songs are their early albums when they were a rock and roll band. They weren't pompous avant-garde blowhards.
And the whole first album was magnificent. I'd listened to it actually several times. It is really good.
I actually have the CD. So, Professor Chris, you're number 10.
my number 10 is off the album The Game, which was released in 1980. The track Crazy Little Thing Called Love. It's just a great tribute to Elvis Presley and Cliff Richard. And it's the only song that he played guitar, that Freddie Mercury played guitar on stage. He pushed himself. He said he was terrible playing guitar, but he just felt inspired to play the song and make it really simple. Just use a few basic chords, and then they built it from there, and it turned into a great hit. So
I did not know that. See, and that is why people join and follow the College of Rock Knowledge, because you receive information of that stature.
That's right.
There we go.
Very good. Nice choice.
Alrighty.
Okay, Pirate Radio.
My number 10 is Under Pressure.
Ding, 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 ding. Great song. A little higher on my list, but yeah, it's an awesome song. He didn't do how many duets did he do with people outside of the band? I think that was a rare thing for Queen. Maybe does anyone else know of a duet that he did with other artists that were outside of Queen?
Freddie Mercury?
Yeah, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, he did one with 3 songs with Michael Jackson. There is one video on YouTube you can see.
Oh wow.
Too.
Yeah, I knew they were friends. They kind of went back and forth as far as advising the other on the songs that were good.
Can one of my moderators please remove that ridiculous thing there?
Oh, the yo.
Wow, jeez.
Mr.
I don't watch chat because I have a hard time with it. Yay!
I got rid of it. So,
thank you.
Okay, so
hi, Monica. Good to see you.
Thank you, Benny. Hello, Monica. I do not know where
Hi, Monica.
Jay Scully is presently, but I'm sure he knows that if he wants to be entertained, he has come to the right place. So, Addie, you're number 10.
It is from the album The Game that was released in 1980. It was written by John Deacon, and it was inspired by the song Good Times by the disco group Chic. It's called Another One Bites the Dust.
Hey.
Awesome bass line in that song. If you're going to steal from the best. I mean.
Yep. And I listened to both of them, and you could hear it, the bass line.
He was inspired by.
I know, but it does sound a lot in a way.
But it was executed very well.
Benny Loco. Benny Loco. Okay. I will have to go into the YouTube, and I will affirm your presentation with a wrench. However, we are now at Mrs. Hopkins, number 10.
Alrighty, so I don't know if you guys want to will allow multiple songs because I love so many from the Flash Gordon soundtrack. I had 10 4-star songs on there that I rated.
Wow.
If that
Wow.
doesn't count, I have an alternate. So what do you say,
No.
Bimbo?
I
No,
say go for it.
I say I found that soundtrack to be very entertaining, and
Yeah.
I will allow it.
Okay, good.
So you're including the Flash soundtrack.
Yes. So there was 10 songs I liked on there, or just all
And
the
that
Foley
movie,
stuff. Mhm.
and that movie was so good because I do believe that it was intentionally campy, which made it a movie that you could watch over and over again.
Oh yes, it's on our watch list.
Okay, so it is now up to the Queen Lady Darkness to give her number 10, which is a song known as Killer Queen.
Very nice. Another moving a little
Okay.
higher on my list.
Jen, your number 9.
Number 9 is Another One Bites the Dust.
No,
That's a great song.
it is.
The song itself is not bad, but how many times do we have to hear it? Again
Many, many, many.
and again.
At least as often as we had to hear Freebird or
Bohemian Rhapsody.
that's another one we heard quite a bit on
But
FM radio.
I mean, that's not their fault.
It
No.
was a very good song, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the okay, so
Number 9
You're next.
is
Number 9.
my
Professor Chris.
my number 9 is off of Sheer Heart Attack, released in 1974. Stone Cold Crazy. This is a deep cut, and it was like the world's first speed metal song. It was, speaking very soundly on a Saturday morning. I was dreaming I was Al Capone. I mean, and the beat is so fast, it just sucks you right in.
And the video is really good too.
Yeah.
And
Don't
that
go
song,
crazy.
if we had chosen to do 15 songs, would have been on my list.
Hmm.
However, I actually did have fun doing this, which I thought that I would not, because I got to listen to Queen when they were a band. So our next is Pirate Radio.
My number 9 choice is a little bit slower of a song called Don't Stop Me Now. I found the melody to be compelling, and I thought overall it was a nice song. So I chose
And what album is that from?
Not
Mr.
sure.
Pirate?
Not sure, Christopher. See how I did that?
It is from the
Because
movie Bohemian Rhapsody. And
So is it from a
A
Night
Night
at the
at the
Opera?
Opera.
it was from Jazz, the album Jazz.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh, duh, and I have that on my list.
okay. Our next is Miss Addie with her 9th projection.
It's
Please.
Sleeping on the Sidewalk. It was from the album News of the World from 1977. It was written and sung by Brian May. and Freddie Mercury did not sing on that song.
Wow, it's interesting.
I am not
I don't know that I've
familiar
ever
with-
heard it.
He wrote it about a trumpet player
I'm sorry, what's the name of the song again?
sleeping on the sidewalk.
A
Okay.
trumpet
Thank
player.
you.
Right?
Yep.
And so next on the list is Miss Hopkins. Please, dear.
Alrighty. It's Barry Fellow's Master Stroke off of Queen 2.
I don't know that I had any
And-
off of that album, but
And Queen Lady Darkness does approve of that song,
Hmm.
because I do have that listed a tad higher. Okay, so my number 9 is a song that is commonly known as The Night Comes Down. And I do believe that is from either number 1 or number 2. I am not sure. Hello, Izzy Pop. I am not sure. I'm having trouble concentrating.
Oh, it's from the first album.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Hopkins. Jennifer the Historian, you're number 8.
My number 8 is Somebody to Love.
It's a good song.
yep. Alrighty, I'll go with my number 8. It's off of the album Jazz in 1978 called Bicycle Race. Just a fun, it was a novelty song. Brian May said the song was actually not autobiographical because, in fact, he wasn't that interested in bicycling. And he's in the song, he says, "I don't like Star Wars." He was a huge Star Wars fan. I think he liked writing about the opposite of who he was. I suspect Fat Bottom Girls falls into that category as well. But
Okay. Okay. Unknowingly, that could possibly make sense.
mhm.
Pirate Radio, you're number 9. You're number 8 or 7, 8, whatever.
I think it's my number 8, so I'll do that. Off the album, Sheer Heart Attack. This is a cut called Killer Queen.
Good song.
Yeah, a good rock and roll song with that Queen sort of sound to it.
Mhm.
Because remember, he has dynamite with a laser beam.
Great use of flange in that song too.
Yes.
My favorite 70s era guitar effect.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
And
if you consider distortion to be a 60s guitar effect.
I do need to say that all the musicians in the band Queen were highly, highly skilled. Highly skilled. And they deserve props for creating the music that they did. So, Miss Addie, you're number 8.
March of the Black Queen off the Queen 2 album.
Here you go.
I do believe that I am as close to the Black Queen as you will see this evening.
I agree with that.
Well, this is interesting because while we're in between, and you were speaking about great skills, Freddie Mercury had a 4-octave range. Not too many other people have that. Christina Aguilera does. Julie Andrews did. So Ariana
Yes.
Grande.
And I know that when I sing, I've been told that I have a half octave range. So
He thought it was because he was born with 4 incisors. That's why he never messed with his teeth.
Hmm.
Huh,
4
interesting.
incisors. That's a canine, isn't it?
Yep.
Those are your wisdom teeth. So very few people have a jawline that's large enough to accommodate the wisdom teeth. I mean, for most people, they get them cut out. So
okay,
and that wouldn't have anything to do with with his larynx.
Your
but now
incisors
he
are-
was
I don't know
from the
if we-
island. But now he was from the island of Zanzibar, and maybe there was like some monkeyism going on there. I do not know. But
two-headed bacteria in the water.
Mrs.
Maybe.
Hopkins, you're number 8.
Oh, okay. My
Monkey.
number 8, another one bites the dust off the game.
Very good, very good.
And Queen Lady Darkness's number 8 is, I believe it's from the first of their albums. It's called Modern Times Rock and Roll. It is very fast, and the only thing it needs is some cowbell. That's all it needs is cowbell.
Da-da-da-da.
You should have had a cowbell prop.
I do have a cowbell. However, it is in the music room, and I'm not getting it up. And
You know, one of Scully's fans has a cowbell for him. Stony Baker,
Yes.
MD.
yes, I know
Yes.
it's called the ska bell. Yeah, because he was beating on it tonight. Jen, the historian, you're number 7.
My number 7 is Killer Queen off the Sheer Heart Attack album, 74.
Quite a few of us have included that in our lists tonight, which is a good thing.
Let's see.
Professor,
Alrighty. A little bit lesser known cut. This is off of the album A Kind of Magic, which was released in 1986, called One Vision. Awesome video. No risk of infection from that song. It was sort of their own lyrical interpretation of MLK's I Have a Dream speech. And it's just got a great vibe to it and great sort of these impromptu sound effects in it. One flesh, one bone, one true religion, one voice, one hope, one real decision. You know, give me one vision. Vision.
I don't think that I have listened to an album past Flash. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, I have heard songs which have annoyed me. But nonetheless, we shall continue. Pirates, you're number 7.
Off of the Day at the Races album. This one is called Somebody to Love. Need somebody to love.
Nice.
Yes, And Chris LeClaire, I see your post. I am sorry that you did not know what the show was about, but nonetheless, I have talked about it, and Miss Jennifer N has mentioned it, and I even made a Twitter post an hour ago mention it. So I am sorry that you are ill prepared. Please do not hold it against me, but it is your own not following through. So, our next person of interest would be Miss Pickall.
Don't Stop Me Now.
And what album is that from, Addie?
Jazz, released in 1978.
And Miss Hopkins, your next
Alrighty.
pick.
My number 7 is Nevermore off of Queen 2, and it's like a heartbreaker, the lyrics.
I do believe that Queen 1 and Queen 2, they set the bar too high for themselves, and they try to change the focus of their music.
Would you say their style evolved through the third album, changed a little bit? That Queen sort of sound that they were working on.
Miss Hopkins, I forgot the name of the song, so please repeat it.
Okay, it's Nevermore.
Thank
One
you.
word, Nevermore.
I know the song.
Yeah. That's off the second album, Queen 2.
So
This is a pretty song. It almost made my list, actually.
Queen Lady Darkness's number 7 has already been mentioned by a panelist. It is Fairy Feller Master Stroke. And this reminds me of a sort of Alice in Wonderland sort of story. So we are now on number 6,
Mm-hmm.
and the Historian. Your choice.
My choice is Don't Stop Me Now.
That's
Very
a good song.
anthemic. Very anthemic, very positive. Love it.
And I'm actually thankful that I am not having to hold up my infection sign too often.
You're going to be holding up that sign for at least 5 or 6 of my next picks, I'm sure. But I like their hits. I mean, to me, I think of Queen, the band, in terms of what they created from, say, Night at the Opera to About the Game.
Okay, so let me hold the sign because I am ready for your next pick.
Alrighty, this is from News of the World, released in 1977. I included both of them together as one song because they're usually played together as one song.
I know it is. Oh,
We Will
please do
Rock
not
You
tell me. I
/
know what it is.
We Are the Champions. This is a wonderful song. I love the a cappella stomping and clapping that starts the song. That's great. And We Are the Champions, that just became this sports anthem that's been played over and over. That's of all the songs they've created, that may have had the biggest impact of the culture. I mean, maybe even more than Bohemian Rhapsody, because it was played at 8 billion stadiums.
Have you ever heard the Queen band do their heavy metal version of We Will Rock You?
I don't think so. I think Metallica covered some of their songs.
It is very good, and I would have enjoyed that song much more than the one that is stuck in my brain like a pineapple.
And I loved it in the movie Revenge of the Nerds.
There we go.
Pirate Radio, your number 6.
My number 6 is off of the Night at the Opera, and the ever popular, probably their most well-known song, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I would like to give that song my sign, but I do understand the work that went into creating that song, so I cannot do that. And I would like to say hello to Mr. J. Scully's House of Thrillers. And welcome, Mr. Scully. This is the Bimbo Barbarella music program, College of Knowledge, Top Rock, version of the band Queen. I am your host, Queen Lady Darkness, and I shall continue with Miss Addie.
Somebody to Love.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love that song. They said he was a big fan of Aretha Franklin and was supposedly had gospel influence when he wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And now that song, I don't hate, but I am not a fan of the cadence of his voice. Miss Hopkins, your number 6.
Okay, my number 6 is from Game. It's Crazy Little Called Love.
Very good.
Crazy little thing called love.
Yep, that's a good song.
And Sweet Jesse Big Daddy Scott has joined, and he says that he needs more cowbell because I've produced hit records, gold records, and one thing that I need is I need more cowbell. That being said, my number 6 is, seeing how it is my program and my show, I can cheat. So my number 6 has 2. The first one is a song called Now I'm Here. And part 2 of number 6 is the song Flash.
Doer of the Impossible. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know that Mrs. Hopkins has mentioned how much of a fan she is of the entire Flash soundtrack.
Yeah.
I
No
know
duds
that
there.
I used to have that, and it was something that you could just put on your record player and listen to it and just not be bored. So, um, I would like to take a break here for a minute. Is I just want to make sure that Leah Sugarbridges is in the house. Is Miss Leah Sugarbridges here, or did she leave? Jesse, is Leah here? Or maybe I'll just wait until she returns to do this little project that we had put together. Scully, um, I would be honored to play that role in Alice in Wonderland. Leah Sugarbridges is here. So we're taking a short, tiny break. And Miss Sugarbridges sent me and Twitter a nice poem.
Oh, poem.
And I told her that I liked the poem, but I would have to make my own adjustments. So the question is now, I will read both poems and somebody tell me who wrote which poem. Okay, the first poem is Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. And the child born on the Sabbath day is bonny and brith and good and gay. Now that is the first poem. Now I will read the second poem, and remember, you have to decide which one is Leah Sugarbridges' version of such and which is Bimbo Barbarella's version of such. So here is the second poem. Monday's child is an ugly festering gnome. Tuesday's child calls a rotten log his home. Wednesday's child is so full of shit. Thursday's child is a demented loser twit. Friday's child is simply stupid and dumb. Saturday's child has no opposable thumbs.
Holy.
And the child born on the Sabbath day is so fluffy and fruity and 1000% gay. So esteemed panelists and esteemed chatters, Please tell me, which one do you believe is Leah Sugar, Britches? Is hers the first one or the second one?
2.
Um,
Hers is 2.
First one.
First one.
First one.
I say first one.
How can you
Yeah.
tell, eh?
Just a hunch.
The second one's
I
got
don't-
you written all over it.
I do
I don't think
think
so.
that I have been wrongly accused of chicanery in this contest here.
You would never adulterate a poem.
Chicanery?
Yes, it is a word that is available in any American dictionary. I haven't read a Canadian dictionary, so I'm not sure of its contents.
Right.
So now we are up to number 5 by Jen the Historian.
All right, moving on. Very good poem, Leah. Thank you. It was very good. And I am a Monday's child, by the way.
Yeah, that was cool, Leah.
Okay, Miss Jen. So I am perplexed at the fact that you are a ugly festering gnome. Well, maybe with that hat.
I mean, come on. Can't you see it? All right, my number 5 was Under Pressure. Ding, 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 ding. No, it was ding, 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 ding,
Yeah,
ding.
that was Vanilla Ice's
Vanilla
explanations. Like,
Ice.
no, it changed a little bit. See, theirs goes ding, 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 but ours goes ding, 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 ding. So it's just not the same. And then the judge said,
But it's an
Actually-
11.
Actually, if I had to pick between Queen and Vanilla Ice, I would go with Captain Puddin' Pop.
the Vanilla Ice interpretation is musical
It's
cancer.
horrible. It's horrible.
You hear the first couple of notes and think, okay, Under Pressure with David Bowie and Queen, and it's stop, collaborate, and listen.
So, Professor Chris, you're 5.
This has already been mentioned off of the album A Day in the Races, released in 1976. Somebody to Love. The song that the part of the song that gives it that extra punch is the gospel singing, towards the latter part of the song.
Yeah.
And it's a song that questions God's role in a life without love, and so that's kind of compelling too. So it's a great song.
And so Mr. J. Scully says that Bimbo can do the limbo on Bourbon Streets. However, I do like that gospel part of the song
Mm-hmm.
because I appreciate gospelinity in other people's music.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of emotion there, a lot of the call and response. I mean, it taps back all the way to West Africa. I mean, it's a building block of our
Okay.
heritage and
Okay.
music.
And so let me mention a song that Chris LeClaire Radio likes is Hammerfall. I am not familiar with that song. I
I
did
think that
once have
was.
I did once have a hammer fall off of the roof of a building and hit me on the head, and I did not enjoy that.
Now, Queen did a song called Hammer to Fall.
Was that the song?
That was also in the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. It was on the Works album.
Which I actually saw the Queen movie, and it was exponentially entertaining.
I didn't even know there was one. Wow.
I heard of it, haven't seen it.
Well,
What
maybe
year?
when they sent it up to Canada, it fell into one of the lakes and it's frozen at the bottom of the lake. So, Spirit Radio, you're number 5.
Little segue there, eh? Nicely done. Off of the Jazz album, the Bicycle Song. I thought that was clever. I like that song a lot. So I've rated it as my number 5.
And it got them in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, the video had nude bicyclists pedaling into Wimbledon.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, and I've seen the video of such, and to me, that was the only entertaining part of said video. So, Miss Addie, you're number 5.
Now I'm here from the Sheer Heart Attack album. Brian May wrote that song.
I do believe that I had mentioned that as well. So
Yes, you did.
that is a good call.
Yeah, I guess he wrote it because when they were touring with Matt the Hoople.
And I do know that, Miss Addie, to be a very true fact. And that is why people come to the College of Knowledge, because they learn facts about music.
Yeah, I really enjoyed researching my songs.
Get the facts, Jacks.
Just facts, ma'am.
And so our number 5 now is Miss Hopkins.
Okay, my number 5 is You're My Best Friend from Night at the Opera. I think it's sweet.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful song.
It is.
I hate to admit, however, I do like that song, but it is not on my list.
It's well crafted. It's very sentimental. So that's either a feature or a bug, depending on your own level of cynicism.
Well, their love ballads are better than most. So
A little
we'll
more
take it.
textured, a little more nuanced.
Yes.
See, however, Bimbo Barbarella's music picks are, as usual, not of the normal propensities. So my number 5 is a song from, I believe, their first CD called Keep Yourself Alive.
Wow. That's a great song. It's been ages since I've heard it. Yeah.
And Chris LeClaire,
That is a
he
good
likes,
song.
he likes Crazy Little Thing called Love. I think it's, my title for that would be Crazy Little Thing Called Diarrhea. But nonetheless, that is just my verbiage of such. So, number 4, we are coming up to the closing. We have only a couple of more songs left. So, Jen, you're number 4.
My number 4 is Tie Your Mother Down from A Day at the Races.
Good song.
Yep.
Really good song.
I love
deep
that
cut.
album.
Yeah.
And I enjoy Day at the Races. However, it seemed that they almost tried to recreate a Night at the Opera.
I think that was the idea, though.
So, Professor Chris, you're number 4.
My number 4 off the third album, Sheer Heart Attack, released in 1974, the already mentioned Killer Queen. This was interesting to me. Freddie Mercury said that the song was about a high-class call girl. I'm trying to say that classy people can be whores as well. That's what the song is about, though I prefer people to put their interpretation upon it, to read into it what they like. See, that's a sign of a generous artist, to someone who knows what they think the song's about, but they understand that other people are going to interpret it different ways, and it's interesting to see how your song gets interpreted by the audience. And so,
Especially when your song's abstract in any form or fashion, it opens up, it invites other interpretations.
That is cool.
And I do need to say that my chest is in a little bit of pain. As you can see, the wound that I received today was I got bitten by a tarantula praying mantis hybrid thing.
kind of hate it when that happens.
And
What the
it
hell?
was a ugly looking creature. It was a tarantula with a praying mantis fused together.
Did you bite it back?
No,
Hopefully she didn't eat it.
no, I did attempt to hit said creature with a brick, but the brick had no effect on the creature, and it bounced off the creature and hit me in the foot.
Well, the creature was thick as a brick.
Sounds like something from Godzilla.
So, mind if I sit this one out?
So, Pirate Radio, you're number 4.
Oh. Off of the album Crazy Little Thing Called Love, I chose Crazy Little Thing Called Love,
There we go.
the song.
I thought that was from the album known as The Game.
I could stand corrected, but
You are corrected.
Yeah, it's off the game.
oh, okay. Oh yeah,
1980.
I had The Game written down, but I thought it said the same.
And yes, Mr. Scully, I live in a area that there is a retention pond in my yard that has, for some reason, been bombarded by nuclear waste.
Nice.
Hence the two-headed fish,
Did you hear about that?
the three-shelled turtle, and another, all myriads of abnormal monstrosities.
They dropped
So-
a nuclear pellet the other day. Did you hear about that?
Yes,
I don't know what
and I
happened
know-
there, eh?
Yes, and I know that Pansy in Australia, they lost some nuclear waste somewhere in Northern Territory, and they can't find it. It's just gone. So, Miss Addie, you're number 4.
Bicycle race. I like that he saw a bicycle, the Tour de France, when he was recording in Switzerland, and that's what gave him the idea for this.
Nice.
Hmm.
Good song,
I know
too.
that.
It is.
I just hope that they were not staying at the Lake Geneva shoreline.
I think he's got a studio. There's a studio over there where they recorded, but I don't know where it is. It could be
Because
right
there
on
is
the.
because there is a song that's there was a gambling house that got burnt down on the Lake Geneva shoreline.
Yeah, some
However,
stupid with the flare gun.
but now.
Frank Zappa and the Mothers. They were at the best place in town.
So, Miss Hopkins, you're number 4.
Okay, my is Killer Queen.
The aforementioned song.
Great song.
Just let me check, because I do believe that all of the members of the College of Knowledge,
Not me.
and I think that maybe it is high time that the staff and faculty and Miss Hopkins as a professor yes, the only one who has not mentioned it was Lady Pickle.
Yep.
So Queen Lady Darkness's number 4 is already been mentioned as a number 4, and Tie Your Mother Down.
Tie Your Mother Down.
And I could go into a story about that. However, this is not the appropriate place
Hold on. Yes, it is.
for such conjecture.
You're
So,
sure
number
using
3.
a lot of big words tonight.
Well, that's because I am sober, and it's rather unpleasant to be such.
What are you
And
doing?
our number 3 is Jen and you.
Are you sober by mistake?
No, because I am on medication
Oh,
for the staph infection that I spent 4 days in the hospital with. And
Right.
let me assure you, those were 4 very happy days for me. If they would have requested me to stay for a 5th and 6th day, I would have gladly raised my hand.
That's some relaxation, eh?
Oh, yes, and sleep and
Morphine.
No.
but I had many brain tingles, which
Okay.
was helpful. So
Very good.
we are now at number 3, Miss Jen.
Well, speaking of moving on, number 3 is The Show Must Go On. Actually, in the recording studio, Brian May told him, like, this has some intense vocals. He was only able to demo them in falsetto. But I guess in Bimbo Barbarella style, Freddie Mercury took a swig of vodka and said, I'll effing nail it. And he did. It was released in October and he passed away in November.
Yes, I know. And wasn't that the last recording that he did?
Yes. Yep.
So we are now at Professor Chris's number 3.
off the album Hot Space, released in 1981. The aforementioned Under Pressure. I mean, great collab with David Bowie. You know, that's the terror of knowing what this world is about. Watching some good friends screaming, "Let me out! Pray tomorrow gets me higher." Just great lyrics. I mean,
Yeah, some catchy stuff.
Yep.
mhm.
That song is not completely terrible, but was not even a aforementioned afterthought in my consciousness. So, Pirate Radio, you're number 3.
Off of the Jazz album, and I picked this song surely because of its just a pleasant song, and I really liked it out of their catalog. I think it's up there. It's Fat Bottom Girls.
I think that's the first appearance of the song on the list tonight. Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, it is. And I am not a fan of said album,
The
but
Jazz album.
said album. Fat Bottom Girls is a funny song that gives me cheer when I hear it.
It's a good song
But-
to sing when driving.
It made me feel less conscious as a teenager.
That's right. It's a good bus song to see. Everybody has to. If you want to ride on the bus, you have to sing.
And you know, I just did my stream, Adventures in Stupidity, at Publix, and I was singing that song to myself, looking at all of the mentioned that were walking ahead of me. And they were saying, Mom, I need some donuts with more sugar.
More sugar. Oh my God.
Addie, you're number 3.
Was You're My Best Friend. John Deacon wrote that for his wife, and I always thought that was so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really nice song. I forgot to put that on my list.
And you know what I respect about the band Queen is, as I've mentioned previously, they are all extremely talented musicians. They were able to write their own songs, and sometimes they performed as such. Because too many bands have just people that hornswoggle their entire catalog, and they don't get any other inputs from band members.
Exactly.
So, Miss Hopkins, you're number 3.
Okay, my number 3, Somebody to Love from A Day at the Races. I just love the way how high he can go.
Yeah, it's a great song.
And I don't know if you've ever heard me sing the song Have a Cigar, because I did it with Mark Kropka one time, and I was able to hold a note
Uh-huh.
for 30
Yeah.
seconds.
You did.
It's remarkable.
Lung power.
It was. It was ultimate vocal control.
So, Queen Lady Darkness's number 3 is one that has not been mentioned yet, and it was written and sung by the drummer, whose name is Roger Taylor.
I know what song you're talking about, I think.
Miss Addie, if you would like to say my number 3 pick, please do.
Is it These Are the Days of Our Lives?
No, that is incorrect.
Okay.
So you need to find a corner to go stand in.
With my
Right next to the
dunce cap.
sands through the hourglass. So are the days of our lives.
Would you like my dunce cap?
Yeah, apparently I need it.
The song picked by Queen Lady Darkness is called "I'm in Love with My Car."
Hmm.
From a
I'd
day-
rather buy me
Never heard it.
a new carburetor. That song is just tremendous, and that's all that needs to be required to be known about said production. So this brings us to our final two. Jen, the historian, your number 2 song is
My number 2 song is Liar.
What album was that from?
That is from Queen 1, their original.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. And my old coworker friend Becky used to sing it a lot when people would be BSing,
Mhm.
like under her breath. Liar. So I always think of her when I hear that song.
Mhm.
Yes. And then, of course, Bimbo, her quote about lying, being a lack of imagination. The
Mhm.
truth is only, right?
The actual quote is such
Because I'll always mess it up.
that the truth is nothing but an excuse for a lack of imagination. So, Professor Chris, your number 2.
Off of the game, released in 1980, the aforementioned Another One Bites the Dust. A great song for every reason that we've already mentioned. And one tidbit I found out was that the British Heart Foundation did a study to train medical professionals to provide the correct number of chest compressions per minute while performing CPR. The baseline is right about 110 beats per minute. So that's the song they told them to play in their heads while they were doing the CPR.
Also, staying alive.
Yeah, well, staying alive makes a hell of a lot more sense than Another One Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another funny story too. I was driving along. I had to deliver some of my father's cremains to my I think my sister and mom and the car was dead quiet. I was just like, I'm going to turn the radio on and hear something. Another One Bites the Dust came on. But it just
Your dad would
How
have laughed.
appropriate.
my dad would have gotten a chuckle out of that.
Yes, he would.
He'd have thought, well, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, he's always down for a good pun. So,
Right.
yeah.
But
Okay.
it's not much song. It's just a great
Okay.
song.
And
The
so,
ultimate irony.
and
Yes.
so our show is almost over, and a familiar member of the cast of characters, Don't Like That, shows up.
Hey,
Only-
don't like that.
Only 91 minutes late, but within portentousness.
That's all
Our
right.
number-
Don't like that.
Our number 2 is My Pirate Radio.
Yep. It's off of the first album, I think. It's just off of the album entitled Queen. I assume that would be Queen 1. And it's Keep Yourself Alive. I think that's just a snappy song, and I like the way the song flows, and that, in my eyes, deserves the number 2 spot.
I think that Keep Yourself Alive is the quintessential Queen hard rock entry.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
Miss Annie Pickall, you're number 2.
Under Pressure. Thank
God I still have a small infection in me. Because just that song would reignite said parasitic entomites in my system.
Really?
I love
Wow.
that song.
Wow.
And
That's
do you know that it is not uncommon for musicians to make up nonsensical words to fill out a song?
Oh yeah, they had the scat singing that intro to the song. It's great.
So, Miss Hopkins, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Bohemian Rhapsody because it's the shit.
I was thinking that before you even said it.
Now, what I am surprised is an album that I really am not a big fan of, The Game. There is a song there called Prime Jive, which is very hard rocking, very up tempo, and nobody has mentioned that.
Not yet.
Oops. So let us continue to my number 2. Queen Lady Darkness's number 2 is from their first album called King Rat.
Yeah.
And
I really wanted to pick every song from that album.
I know that I could have,
Yeah.
but that would have been unfair to the rest of the panelists and to the people in the chat that like to hear our discosity. So we have come down to the crescendo of the Queen show, which I do believe that when I agreed to do this, I was not happy with it because I'm not a fan of said band. But I did enjoy listening to their quality music and not their crap. So, Jen, you're number 1.
All right. Hold on to your seat. It is one of the longest reigning number 1 hits of all time, as well as being Queen's bestseller. It's also one of the UK's biggest singles of all time, with 2.6 million pure sales. Bohemian Rhapsody.
There you have it. Sums up Queen for you.
I'll move this along too. That's my number 1. That was the greatest thing they ever created. It was just astounding.
Yeah.
And it had such a marvelous revival with the movie. What was the movie with the guys driving around? Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
It was Wayne's World when they're driving in the Mirthmobile.
Mm-hmm.
In the Mirthmobile, and their friend Phil in the back seat is very sick from extended intake of consuming alcohol. And
Yes.
I think it was Wayne who belays the message, hey, don't hurl.
Yes. And I'll relate to, I have a great memory of this song because my stepson, I found my makeup was being messed with. And I found my stepson actually playing with the makeup one time. So I was like, let's just do you up. And we put the makeup on and everything, but his hair looked a little weird. I didn't have a wig. So just put a little bow in there. It kind of looked like the Carmen Miranda vibes going on. And we had a dog at the time that was kind of weird, but he went down. We were laughing. He was rolling around on the floor. The dog started humping him as Bohemian Rhapsody was playing.
And so you dressed up the boy and the dog. And so that could not be considered, well, maybe it was consensual sex.
No. But, you know, I mean, he's straight, got married, had 2 kids, you know.
One of the kids sort of mysteriously barks like a dog, but that's another story.
Yeah. I mean, you know, exposure doesn't hurt. So, yeah, it was a fun moment.
Yeah, that was with previous hubby, so I wasn't around for that. So
Yes, that was the end.
everything that came after that was incredibly more boring, you know, as a result of my presence.
No, it hasn't.
Betsy,
Take you over a dog.
I bring out the veneer in people.
Betsy, I do believe that I blocked you in error as I was getting rid of a troll. So,
Not Betsy Bay.
Yeah,
yes,
you did.
Oh,
yes.
sorry,
Jen,
Betsy.
Jen, and are you capable to unblock her, or do I have
I'm
to
trying.
remember?
I'm trying. Maybe you, because
I think you have to do it, Bimbo.
there we go, I think. Is she back?
Betsy, are you there?
Sorry,
I am
Betsy.
sorry. So we're at Pirate Radio's number 1.
I didn't choose Bohemian Rhapsody. I chose Tie Your Mother Down. Tie Your Mama Down or Tie Your Mother Down? Tie Your Mother Down.
Tie your mother down.
That's my number 1 song.
That was a
'Cause I
great song.
really dig that song. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
So
Let's see, Abby, what's your
typical lib centering free speech. Well, I don't know who you are, but you suck. So,
All right.
no good deed goes left unpunished?
So,
So,
Tie Your Mother Down was Pirate Radio.
Yeah.
Don't Like That says that his favorites, Queen song number 1, is Death on Two Legs.
What album's that on?
That is from Night at the Opera. It's the first song. So, Eddie, your number 1.
Me?
Yes.
Is your name Addie?
Yes. Now,
Well, then
this
it would be
song in 2022 was put in the National Recording Registry for preservation. And Weird Al did a parody on it. It is Bohemian Rhapsody.
I see
Ta-da.
the silhouette of a man. Charlie Boosh, can you do the thing? There
I
you
will
go.
say, notice that she has not put her sign up yet.
Mamma mia, mamma mia.
That'd be
And
good.
Mamma
I
mia,
don't,
mamma mia.
and I won't, because I do find quality in that song. It's entertaining. It's fun to listen to, but I don't need to hear it 18 times a week.
Quit listening to commercial radio.
Yeah.
That is key.
I
What's your number
know,
one?
but I am outside sometimes moving around bricks and digging holes in the retention pond for some unknown reason. So, Ms. Hopkins, you're number one.
All right, my number one is "Don't Stop Me Now." Love that song. My son loves that song. And there's a bunch of other songs that I was just looking at. There was one that sounded like it was about a cat. Yeah, that would have probably been in my top 20, but we just did the 10.
I could
There's
have
a lot of
done
interesting ones.
I could have done 15 after I had started this experiment, but I did not want to change it with like 2 to 3 days notice, because that would put unfair problems upon the participants.
Yeah.
And Freddie Mercury loved cats. That's another thing why I
Yeah.
love
I think
it.
that Lila was about the cat.
I think he had 7
Yeah.
of them or something.
7.
So we have one song left to go. It is Queen Lady Darkness's number one, and it has already been mentioned. It has already been mentioned by Don't Like That. Death
Wow.
on Two Legs.
Wow. Way to go. Don't like that.
They're tearing you apart. You're just and I love the verbiage of the song, because it is very violent and quite evil and sinister, and it encompasses everything that I agree with.
Death on Two Legs.
It is from Night at the Opera, and it is the number one song on the, because like I said before, I have 3 Queen discs: Queen 1, Night at the Opera, and, as Mrs. Hopkins said, Flash. Those are the 3 queens that I have. And I don't know, but it seems to me that their later songs, they try to become too poppy, and they wanted to please everyone, which they could not. They should have stuck to the system that they had going up to Night at the Opera. That is
Yeah,
just
I
my
agree. There were
opinion.
songs. There's some songs that sounded like Billy Ocean, Billy Squire, and some things that
Yes,
probably could have been in Stranger
and
Things.
Yeah.
And
yes,
they got a lot of influence from The Who and Zeppelin as well.
yes, and the opinion that I just made is mine, but it is the correct opinion that I expect everybody to
Abide by.
fornicate to fornicacitate about.
I could never understand that whole Radio Gaga thing. That really.
That
Yeah,
that that song I find to be akin to um, wiping chalk off of the windshield of my car.
Hmm.
That one really didn't connect for me either.
Yeah.
So our Queen program has come to an end, and I do hope that you've appreciated me trying to use my Christopher Walken accent, because I don't know how good I was, but but I just had fun with it. Yeah, because next couple of weeks we're gonna do a practice for like Peter Pan. No, not Peter Pan. Alice
Misery.
in Wonderland on
Yeah.
Jay Scully, and one of the characters who I get to choose, I'm going to do in my Christopher Walken. So I need to practice.
Was there a tortoise role?
What?
Did you have
Was
the
there a
tryouts
tortoise?
already? For
No. Wait. Okay, no. I can stop with the Christopher Walken. No. They're Tuesday. Oh, they're Tuesday, Mark.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And I'm sure that Jay or Nez will get in contact with you.
I wonder what movie you should focus on to work on your Christopher Walken impression. I mean, like if you were going to do Morgan Freeman, you'd like watch Shawshank over and over again and
I mean,
get that.
I would
I
do
mean-
I would do the impression of someone doing the impression to get
I would
my.
do-
That can kind of, because people kind of already know other people's impression of
It's
an impression.
obvious. She should watch the Continental
Yes,
from Saturday Night Live.
that was a
I
funny
mean,
character.
and like honestly, you wouldn't hurt my feelings. Was it okay at least?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but
It's
yeah,
a matter of being able
Not
to project
really.
your own dialogue into it.
Have you seen the movie Seven Cycles with Christopher Walken?
No.
That's a great movie. Oh, Seven
Yeah.
Psychopaths, I think.
If you can find, we've reached an IMDb moment. If you can look through his film career and then focus on especially if he does narration in the movie, that's really helpful. I mean, that way you just hear the voice and you hear the key phrases and,
Because you have to get the cadence of his speech pattern down.
Andy Dufresne. I miss my friend, Andy Dufresne.
And
Some birds aren't meant to be caged.
my
The
God,
feathers are just too bright.
my God. And my favorite line of that movie is when Andy Dufresne and Red are in like the library. And he says, Red, on the outside, I was an honest man. I had to come to prison to learn how to be a crook. That's my favorite line of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Chris. Well, the show's almost over, and I know that Honey Bunch is trying to run a show. So
what is the topic for our next show?
Well, thank you, American Pride, Idaho. This is the Bimbo Barbarella Music Program, and we do music, we do movies, we do all sorts of stuff, and Honestly, we just like to have fun and have a good time. There is absolutely no drama in this program. None will be taken, none will be accepted. Just come and have a good time and have fun.
And this show we do every 2 weeks as it's the official College of Knowledge show. We pick a band and we listen to the discography. We have 2 weeks to study up, and we come together, give our top rated songs from those artists. And then, of course, Bimbo does other shows. She does a series called, what is it? Something about stupidity?
Adventures in Stupidity.
Oh, yes, Adventures in Stupidity. And then another recurring,
Is sometimes I do like the trivia.
yes, and sometimes it's just crazy stuff, talking about, goth or punk or music in general, sometimes poetry, the arts, basically.
Okay,
So-
I don't know who Angelina Lyons is. I'm gay. Well, good. Well, that's wonderful.
Was
You
she
know-
born on a Sunday?
Yeah, really, according to my poem.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful that you're gay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have that burden, thrust upon you.
We just party here, constantly party. That's right. Do not like that. It's 24/7.
But you know,
Well, we
But
do
you
take
know-
breaks to watch Bopop take walks through the parking decks in the middle of the night.
and then Bopak, when he comes on, he is always cooking soup.
With cabbage.
Or souffles. Souffle de surprise.
So, okay, so while a lot of us are here, and Chris Leclerc, you can chime in on this if you want. What's a topic that you might want to tackle in like 2 weeks? Anybody got any idea? And okay, because I agreed to do Queen.
How
band
about
I will-
Allman Brothers?
No, I don't know enough Allman Brothers. I really don't.
Too bad.
Yeah,
I
you
really
could
do.
learn. You could learn.
I know a lot of those songs, but they're
You
not
don't know
like,
the right ones.
Yeah.
We've
okay.
already
Well, then
covered
please.
We've already covered Led Zeppelin, Who, Beatles, Stones, Rush. Yes, Death Metal.
We'll have to go through the just.
So,
I've got a
yeah.
whole book. I've got a whole
Yeah.
book of.
Supertramp.
Yeah.
Oh no, but you know what I forgot to do, and I made this. I forgot to do my Queen Scepter. God damn it! And it was in here all this time.
Hey, did
Pardon
we
me,
ever do famous lead solos or best lead
No.
solos?
No. Okay. Allman Brothers, I like, but
Let's do it then.
no, I really. I mean, because
I'll help you.
Huh?
I'll help you.
I don't need your help, Pirate Rate.
It's all on Wikipedia, and then all the music's on YouTube.
Wow, really? I did not know that. Okay, this thing called what? Wicca what?
Wikipedia has all their albums
Wikipedia.
that they've ever done, all their songs, all the chart listing of every band ever.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, when did this start?
it's always been there.
Years ago.
Huh? I've never heard of that. Jeez. I
See,
think I've been
Google's
living.
like,
I think I've been
Google-
living in a.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, you know,
I
actually, you can go to the new AI website with the GPB. What is it?
Chat GPT.
Yeah, and you
It's a
can
great
just
resource.
tell them, like,
Give me an idea. It knows to
give
an
me
idea.
my top 10 favorite Allman Brothers
Oh.
songs, and it'll just
Okay.
generate you a list.
No, there's no way I'm gonna do that. Okay, but let's go over some bands that I will not do.
All right.
I will not do the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Even though I like Metallica and Megadeth, I won't do them. Okay, Mrs. Hopkins has this.
Bon Jovi.
I'm not a big Bon Jovi fan,
Bleh.
no, and plus I didn't have enough material.
We haven't done
18
Twisted Sister,
Uh,
and you have There Yet tattoo.
how many hits did they have?
100.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Hopkins says our favorite 18 albums, including live. No Motley
Yeah.
Crue, no Miss Hopkins, no, absolutely not. And the reason why I will not do Motley Crue is I have seen them twice. I have seen them twice in concert, and they were terrible. They were all drunk and high, and they played like shit. They sounded like crap. No, I will not touch anything with Motley Crue. Don't like that. Oh, we've already done ELP. 18 out. Okay, yeah, but that's a hard thing. Oh, your 18 favorite albums, including live ones. I mean, because there would be a big disparity there between all of us.
Right. Like top 5 live, and then we could go round robin with it. Might be more tenable in the time constraints, but
Um,
some of the artists on.
What are we saying? Our
How
top,
about,
How about Talking Heads? We haven't done Talking.
yes, we have.
We've done Talking Heads.
Velvet
me and
Underground.
oh, yeah, we could do VU. Yes. I don't know, but is there enough people that know Velvet Underground?
You can
Or-
research it and listen to it all on for free on YouTube.
Or what we could do is do a Velvet Underground Lou Reed show.
That would be good. That's a lot of ground to cover, though. He
No,
recorded
you,
a lot
you,
of
you
albums.
can't do that. That's too much. That's like 40 albums.
He had a lot of albums. I mean,
And then
what-
you can't do Lou Reed without including John Cale. So
Right. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
so just Velvet Underground.
did you ever do David Bowie?
Yes.
Yes.
we did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Yeah. We'll let you know what you were there for, Mark.
Thank you.
You know, if you
We'll
can't
sew,
keep
we'll
that.
sew you up.
Okay, Miss Addie, and do you have any idea of who you would like to, see us do a show about?
Nope. I'll be sitting
Nope.
in the corner.
Now, the Velvet Underground only did 5 studio albums, so
Oh my
it will
God, that
be
was so
easy coursework.
But I know that right now I could pick 15 songs off of those 5 albums.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So why not?
But
It'd make it easier for me to look them up and listen.
So okay, but do enough people know of the band?
Yes.
There was seminal band. I mean, like only 1,000 people bought their first album, but all 1,000 of them went out and started a band.
John Cale's still touring.
Okay, Miss Hopkins, and like I said, thank you for coming up, and I will
Thanks, Martha.
include you now as a
Give a hug to Mama
official
B.
as a professor in the College of Knowledge. So it means that I got to kick out Kropka, but that's okay. As long as I don't tell him, he won't know. Wait, what?
Take care, Mrs. Hopkins.
Alrighty. Thank you.
See ya.
All right.
Thanks for coming in.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I've still got room. Yeah, so Mrs. Hopkins, the next time you see this, Mrs. Hopkins will be down under BOPOC as a official professor.
All right. And so we're doing how many Velvet Underground songs? 12?
Jen, I love VU, but I don't think that enough of the people even remember that band. I really don't.
I know I've heard of them, and I'm sure if I heard some songs, it'd click in my
Sweet
head.
Jane, oh Sweet Jane, White
Sweet,
Light,
sweet Jane.
White Heat, or yeah, they are.
You would
so
know them,
good.
Addie.
Heroin.
Yes,
What goes on?
Marilyn. Yeah.
Let's see.
You ever do a Bob Dylan show?
No,
All
we have
Tomorrow's
not.
Parties.
That would
I'll
be
be your
amazing.
mirror. Sunday morning. Femme
We did
Fatale.
a lot of albums, but I think Bob Dylan. Everybody knows Bob Dylan is. And so,
Let's do Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
He has 30
okay.
albums.
Okay. And the dean is about to make a official I don't know. I'm not talking like Christopher Walken now, so I can't just make up words. I'm going to make a official proclamation. The next show will be Bob Dylan, and it will be, should we do 12 or 15 songs? 12?
12.
12, okay.
They
And
easily could do 15.
yeah, a lot
Oh,
of,
I
yeah, a lot of
easily-
music.
Everybody could easily do 15, but for time constraints and
Yep.
just let's make it all that.
hmm And honey, we're going to be busy on something.
Yeah.
What, the 24th
We'll
would be?
discuss that later. Yeah.
Okay, so what day is that?
That is the
Here's the calendar.
that is the 17th.
You want to do it?
Why? What's today?
The third.
So the 17th. Oh my
We'll discuss
God.
that with her privately, if you don't
Okay,
mind.
all right.
Can we not
Oh my
announce to the world that we're going to be out of town?
Yeah.
Would that be
Oh
all
my
right?
God.
Yeah, go ahead. Do what you need.
Oh my God. And do you know how old I'm going to be on the 17th?
Old
There you
AF.
1 year. 1 year older than I am now. Christ.
So when people ask you how old you are, you can say I'm AF.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know what that means. Okay, so we're doing Bob Dylan 12. And it doesn't matter if it's like his acoustic or electric or whatever. So
No,
it doesn't.
all across the
Dylan.
board.
12. What day, Jen?
The 17th?
2/17. Okay. Cool. All right, there you have it. I'll start pimping that out.
Sounds like a plan.
See, and you know, I'll enjoy doing that show, but I really can't dress goofy for Bob Dylan show. I have a Bob Dylan kind of hat that I can wear, but that's about it. I can't be Queen Lady Darkness. So, all right, cool, Miss Hattie. Thank you for coming up. We appreciate it. Mark, are you doing pirate radio tonight? Because I got nothing to do tomorrow, so I can stay up and go on your channel if you want.
Yeah, I could do it for a little. Oh, yeah, I could do it for a little bit. I got rehearsal tomorrow. I got to drive.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I'll just go annoy myself on somebody else's channel. Or else I just go to sleep. Imagine that. But like I said, and this sounds mean, but those 4 days that I was in the hospital, I had the most refreshing, relaxing sleep that I have had in months.
Yes.
If they would have said, Barbara, we're gonna have to keep you for 2 more days, I would have said, okay. Not a problem. Oh, you want to run more tests? Run another test.
That's
Just
amazing.
so relaxed.
Things happen for a reason, and you needed that rest.
Oh my God, it was just a wonderful sleep. I dreamed a whole bunch of, well, and no, and while we're talking, this just came to me because it happened when I was in the hospital. Have any of you guys ever dreamed something and then dreamed and went back to the same place?
Like
Like
had
you
a
woke up for a
recurring
moment
dream?
and then
No. Okay, no. Okay, no. Because there is this place where I dream about, and I've dreamt about it for like 10 years, and every once in a while, I revisit this place.
Yes, that
weird.
has happened to me
Is
before.
Yeah.
this like that movie Inception? You ever see that movie
Yeah.
No.
where you?
I mean, it's a good movie, but it's so hard to follow. Okay, Addie. Yeah, but you had that before. Is that you have dreamed about ab- about like the same place,
Yeah.
and it's a completely different dream, but it's set in the same setting.
Yep. It was in this house, and I would be in different rooms at certain times, and
Yes,
it was just
exactly.
weird.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly it. Wow.
I'm always wandering around in some unfamiliar city. I have to be somewhere at a certain time, but I can't remember. And I just keep walking and walking and walking, and then I wake up.
Okay, Chris, but
Wow.
are you wearing pants at the time?
Oh my.
Mercifully, yes. The but it's so weird. It's like I'm always just wandering somewhere. And I know that I'm late. I've got to figure out. I'm looking for some visual cue to remind me of where I'm supposed to go or when I'm supposed to be there,
Yeah.
and it doesn't happen. I just keep going until I wake up.
Okay, no, but, and speaking about this poem here that I wrote is like I was talking to Leah, and I says, oh, that's a beautiful poem. I'm gonna have to read that um in my music show, and I said probably gonna have to change it a little, and I made this up when I came home from bowling in like 20 minutes.
It was very interesting.
Monday's
It,
child is an ugly festering gnome. Their child's called a rotting log his home. Man, oh maybe this is why I don't have a lot of friends because I'm so damn demented.
You?
See, but the only friends I do have are people that are just as demented as me. Addie, that's why I'm sure that if we got together, we would have a fun time because you're demented. And don't say you're not because you is.
No, I just try to hide it.
Yeah, well. And I can guarantee you that Kropka is demented.
Dr.
sure.
Demento.
What?
Dr. Demento himself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to sign off now, guys. But it was
Yeah.
a great show. Thank you.
Yes, Addie,
right,
and
great
thank
to see you.
Good to see you, Addie.
Thanks, Addie.
Night.
Hey, Chris. Oh, Chris Leclerc. Yeah, Chris, we're about to log off. I mean, I did read some of your choices, and they were actually very good choices. But, honey, and like I said, if you want to participate, you have to know what's going on. And I know that I've mentioned this almost ad nauseum for the last 2 weeks. Well, there was 5 days I didn't because I intentionally don't go on the computer in the hospital on my phone just because I don't want to. I want to get away from that. And I was sitting there reading. It was righteous. Like I said, I hate repeating myself, but if they would have said, oh, we need you to spend 2 more days, I would have said, okay, yeah, fine.
Glad you were getting the spa treatment at the hospital there. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen much.
Even though they did mess up my arm a little bit. See,
Oof.
yeah. No, see, but that I I just added on. But there's a spot here, and so they were drawing blood, and so nurse came in and she says, I've got a trainee. Do you mind if she draws blood while I watch her? And I said, yeah, sure. She fucked me.
Punishment.
Butchered, yeah.
Like 3 sticks. Holy Christ. No, literally, because my arm was bleeding.
I've only gotten bruised by phlebotomist once. Every other time, I mean, they put the needle in my vein first time, drew the blood out, no itch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one time, maybe 1 or 2 times ago, I got a big bruise there. But normally they can hit it pretty good. But,
yeah.
I usually
has
watch
bad luck.
while they do it, and it usually flips them out a little bit because I can watch. I'm sure a lot of people can do that. Watch while you're being stabbed. But
I always look away. I like to relax the muscle, look away, just let the needle go in, and I figure they're, less uncomfortable that way.
yeah, I don't know. I like to see what they're doing, and it makes them a little bit more nervous, I think. But I've been tortured quite a few times.
Okay, Chris. Well, thank you. And like I said, you are more than happy to come up, but be prepared with the material.
You have 2 weeks for the Bob Dylan show to get ready. You got
12 songs.
12 songs.
And I already know what my number 1 song is right now.
Me too.
You got a lot of nerve to say you are my friend. And I just wish that you were down there singing. 'Cause you know as well as me, I'd really see you paralyzed. You got no faith to lose, and you know it.
Lay across my big brass bed.
I don't know if you know what song that was, but that's my number 1, right? All right.
What is that song called? You got a lot of nerve?
It's called Positively 4th Street.
Positively 4th Street. That's right.
Yes, of course it's right. Do you not know who you're talking
He
to?
has eclectic titles like Rainy Day 14 and 35 or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, if he named it Everybody Must Get Stoned, everybody would remember the title of the song.
Right, yeah. It's called Rainy Day Women, 14 and 35.
Okay. All right, my bad. Mr. Fire, what much?
Oh, God. So, all right. So let's call this a night. Yes. No, there we go, Jen. And everybody's still in the chat. If you're still there watching, I say this all the time, and I should have said this earlier. I want to thank every single person that was on panel and was on the stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate 110% of you coming on and watching me do this with my friends. And we just hope that you are entertained a little bit. That's all it is. I do this to entertain basically myself, and anybody else that I can entertain, I consider that a plus. So, yes, and so please hit the like button. Yeah, because I need all the friends I can get. And, because I was walking down the street yesterday, and so there was a little cat that came up to me. And I said, "Hey, cat, you want to come home with me?" And the cat said, "Oh, give me 50 cents. I says, "I don't have any pockets." And he says, "Well, then later." And he ran off back into the woods. I said, "Jesus Christ, I can't even pay a cat to be my friend."
Oh, God.
Pussy.
Okay, no, but that's true. No, that's true because I know that I get accused sometimes of making shit up. No,
That's
but that
like
was
my
true.
older brother. The only way the family dog would play with him was we'd have to tie a pork chop around his neck.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, because I remember that, that when I was a kid, I was so ugly
How ugly were
How
you?
ugly were you?
that my mother used to put two bags over my head in case the first bag broke. And oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And when I was a kid growing up, I was so fat.
How fat were you?
Oh shit. And oh my God. And I forgot
Gotta
the
know your
punchline.
punchline.
I know, but it was funny. It was funny. It was
Oh
okay,
my
Mark
God.
Kessler. And thank you, my friend, for being on my program. You know that you are always, always 100% welcome. And if you ever feel up to it, come in and join the panel. Come in and join the panel, Mark, if you ever feel up to it. Because we got Pirate Mark and we got Mark K. So yeah, okay, Mark. And so if you're really not feeling up to doing pirate radio tonight, don't, because I'm tired because I had to get up at 6 o'clock this morning. So no, but tomorrow, I don't have to set the alarm. So sometimes the cats, they don't get fed until like 7 o'clock, unless Al surprisingly wakes up, and then he'll come and wake me up. Oh, did you feed the cats? I said, no. You woke me up. I was sleeping. He says, well, should I feed him? Oh, Jesus Christ. Uh, Yikes.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
what it is.
Life with dementia.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. Jen, Chris,
yeah.
Mark, good night, my friend.
Good night. Thank you.
I think
All
we
right.
had a
Night,
great
everybody.
show,
It was a great show. You did good.
especially with my goofy outfit and my Christopher Walken accent, which, like I said, I don't know if it was good or bad, but I don't care really. But
Nice.
okay, but I can tell you, that when me and Jay Scully and them do that, I won't have to talk so long as that, and I'll be able to more focus on his accentism.
Work on his catchphrases too. That's the key.
Well,
Yeah.
there's no catchphrases of Christopher Walken in an Alice in Wonderland play.
But you could throw one in as you went along.
And by the way,
Alice needs more cowbell.
Alice. By the way, Alice. Yeah, I'm sure that whatever Jay picks for me, I can Christopher. And like I said, I've got a couple of days, and there's plenty of things on YouTube that I can listen to
Mhm.
and just practice my cadence a little bit. Because, like I said, I don't think my cadence is really that bad, that off, but it does need a little bit of work. But nobody else could have done that. Chris, could you have done that? Oh, could you have talked like Christopher Walken?
I haven't. Yeah, I can't quite capture his.
You have a little bit of
cadence.
Jersey voice to your.
That helps.
That
yeah.
helps.
Yeah, because he's got.
He's got that New York Jersey accent going a
Yeah.
little bit.
And you know what makes it such a conundrum is that I was born in Fort Lauderdale, and because there were so many people from that part who moved to my parts that I grew up and captured that sort of accent. See, and now really, I'm not bragging, but that's really not that bad. That's really not.
Sounds a
You're doing
little
great.
bit
You're
like
doing great.
it sounds a little bit like Captain Kirk a little bit though.
Yeah.
Oh, boom, Uhura.
Oh, okay,
Ah,
yeah.
no.
Okay, because like Kirk, he's a good Canadian too. So, Mark, and where is he from? Like Toronto?
No, I think he's from Ottawa.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, come on. Ottawa's in Toronto. It's in Ontario.
Yeah, it's in Ontario, but that's about it. It's a completely different city of its own.
Yeah, because it's the capital city.
That's right.
Okay, and like, don't they speak like like Frenchy and Canadian there?
No, that's Quebec. The Quebecers do
Oh.
that.
Over the border. It's not
We're
very far.
Quebecois.
Allô. Bonsoir.
Quebecois.
Allô.
Oh, Quebecois.
Party Quebecois.
Yeah, they
Oh.
speak funny French. They don't. If they're talking about tires, they say les tires instead of les pneus, like the French do. The
Les
Canadian French
tires.
is different.
Yeah, it's half a lot of English, you mean? Broken
Yeah,
up.
it gets kind of mixed in. But the weirdest language in Canada is Newfoundlandese. What are you at?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Newfoundland- Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
what-
from Newfoundland.
What are you at? This is it.
What? Where you at?
What are you at? Yeah, where you at?
Okay,
What
that
do you think
sounds
that
like
means?
one word. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like one word.
Where you at?
It's a
This
got
is
a
it.
real Scottish, Irish sort of tone to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How you doing,
Oh.
Mike?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, Blue Malibu. Yes, I do know that, and I'm gonna be watching them because,
I am.
and like I said, because I think that I have a good basis of the cadence of his voice.
I sent you a video of the Continental character too.
I've
He
seen
did.
that. I've seen that on Saturday Night Live. That is great.
Yeah.
Cool.
I already sent you a link. So
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, yes, it is 10:30, and I promised Honey Bunch that I was going to go on her channel and see what she's up to, if she even did it, because she said, "Oh, I don't know what I want to do," and I says, "Well, then why don't you ask, Chris, like what to do, how to run it," and she says, "Well, I asked him, but I don't know what I want to do," so I don't even know if she's running the channel. So, okay, guys. Good night.
All right.
all right.
How do you go?
Good night.
Everybody, thank you.